Is Hermitcraft still worth starting in 2025? Let me ask you something first. If Hermitcraft started today, no history, no nostalgia, no inside jokes, would you actually keep watching? Because that's the real question no one wants to say out loud. A lot of people assume Hermitcraft is only good if you've been there since the early seasons, that if you didn't grow up with it, you already missed the best part. But I don't think that's true. And honestly, 2025 might be one of the easiest times to start watching. Here's why. Hermitcraft doesn't try to grab you with explosions or constant chaos. It pulls you in slowly. When you start a random episode, you're not expected to understand everything. You're just dropped into a world that feels lived in. Someone like Grian might be halfway through a build. B-Dubs is talking about something emotional, even though it's just blocks. Like Mumbo is overthinking a simple idea, like it's a life decision, and somehow it works. Because Hermitcraft isn't asking you to catch up, it's asking you to hang out. That's what makes it different from most SMPs in 2025. A lot of servers right now feel like they're racing for attention. Big events, big twists, bigger stakes every week. Hermitcraft doesn't do that. It trusts the viewer. You don't need to know 10 seasons of lore to enjoy Scar failing a build in a funny way. You don't need context to appreciate Etho quietly solving a problem without explaining it. You just watch, and slowly, you start to care. And that's the part people underestimate. Hermitcraft isn't about starting at the beginning. It's about finding a rhythm that feels comfortable. Once you find one hermit you connect with, the rest of the server opens up naturally. You notice names more often. Your jokes start making sense without anyone explaining them. The world starts feeling familiar. That doesn't happen because the server is new. It happens because the people on it know how to let moments breathe. In 2025, when so much content is loud and rushed, that actually stands out more than ever. And maybe Hermitcraft isn't trying to be the biggest thing anymore. But maybe that's exactly why it still works. Because if you're tired of feeling like you're always behind, Hermitcraft is one of the few places where starting late doesn't mean starting wrong. And here's the part that really matters. When people ask if Hermitcraft is still worth starting in 2025, what they're usually asking is, will I feel left out? And honestly, that feeling disappears faster than you think. Because Hermitcraft doesn't lock its best moments behind lore. The best moments are small. It's Grian hesitating before doing something stupid and doing it anyway. It's Mumbo realizing he overcomplicated something again. Those moments don't need context. They just need time. And that's something Hermitcraft gives you. You don't binge it like a Netflix show. You let it sit in the background. One episode becomes two. Two turns into checking another hermit's perspective. That's how it pulls you in without forcing it. And in 2025, that kind of content feels rare. Most servers want you to be impressed immediately. Hermitcraft is okay with being quiet at first. It knows that if you stay long enough, you'll start recognizing patterns, personalities, little habits each hermit has that make them feel real. That's when you stop asking, is this worth starting? And start asking, why does this feel so comfortable? And maybe that's the real reason Hermitcraft still works. Not because it's bigger, not because it's louder, but because it doesn't care if you just arrived.